labs, we'll have Ms. Heather McEnroe, who is was working on the Entertaining Speaker Manual, one of our advanced manuals. Her project is project number 3, Make Them Laugh. She is a very experienced speaker. She is an area director over a whole group of Toastmasters groups. She has given very many speeches. She has her confident communicator. She has her advanced leader bronze. She's working towards getting her distinguished Toastmaster award by the end of this year. We've all heard her give many a speech, and she's given extremely emotional speeches, very funny speeches. So I have no doubt that she will be able to make us laugh and enjoy the time that we get to spend here in our Toastmasters meeting this morning. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Ms. Heather McEnroe, the Technology Tidal Wave. The Technology Tidal Wave, Ms. Heather McEnroe.
Thank you, Alicia. The bar was set right here, and my head only goes up to here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Toastmaster, Sir Knight Area Director. I've said it once, I'll say it again. The geeks will inherit the earth. It's something that's been thrown around many of times in my years of life. And the fastest way for me to prove my point is everybody has one of these devices, right? Looks similar to this, maybe not in model, maybe different developer, but there was an insane technology boom in the last 30 years that led us from having a cell phone the size and shape of this to the size and shape of this. And what's really cool about the technology that we've gotten to is that this is no longer just a cell phone. We receive our emails on it, we can take videos on it, we can take pictures on it, we can do our banking on it. There's an app, I'm doing my taxes on my cell phone. It is ridiculous. Actually, my phone in particular, the whole commercial for this phone was filmed with this phone. Don't believe me? Google Jason Gordon-Levitt V20. But let's take it back. Let's take it back all the way 1982. 1982, there were at least two items that I found significant in doing my research for this project. The first one was that cinematic CGI was at its peak in 1982 with the blockbuster hit Tron, not to be confused with Tron Legacy that I like to refer to as Daft Punk the Musical. But Tron, and there was the mother of all networks born. It's the internet. So, but moving forward, later on, we're starting to pick up speed. We're developing, we're going faster. In 1990, somebody actually took the mother of all networks and made it more user-friendly for the public. They developed the World Wide Web. Right? I didn't know I was the same age as the internet. But we're going to keep picking up speed here. We have technology developments in software. We're suddenly no longer, who has a car phone anymore? No, your cell phone has become your car phone because Bluetooth is a thing now. And so you can be driving down the freeway, your phone goes off, you just hit a button on your steering wheel. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I can come over for dinner at 6. What would you like me to bring? 10 years ago, I may have gotten your text message. Maybe you were still in development. Another thing that is very noticeable is entertainment-wise. Things that happened in the 90s are insane throughout, and you can see this reflected in developers such as Nintendo and Sony. Nintendo went from the Nintendo and Super Nintendo to suddenly we have the Nintendo 64, which could survive being dropped off of a building. We had Sony and Sega Genesis that was introducing the first disc gameplay. Sega Genesis fell flat on its face, and Sega had to go back to the board, but Sony is now working on, well, secretly working on their PlayStation 5. That's 5 generations of console that have been in constant development, going from DVD discs to Blu-ray discs, allowing gamers excessive gameplay and astonishing graphics. Like, holy Toledo, Batman, do they have pores now? I'm dead serious. I'm playing a game right now. I paused it and my character has pores. But we also see it in such things like Pixar. Who here remembers when A Bug's Life came out? That was the first CGI movie ever developed fully. And we all know where Pixar is now. They've taken off. We've got Cars 3. We're working on another Finding Nemo of some sort. How many times can they get lost? I don't know. But we're constantly working on it. Disney as a whole has developed a new way of animation. They've moved away from doing the standard pen and pencil to more CGI graphics, as reflected in movies such as Frozen and Moana. Moana, again, is another movie where they have pores. The texture of skin is astonishing. 4K TVs, by the way, when the heck did we go from the little 3 prongs to an HDMI cable, and now we have 4K Blu-rays and 4K TVs, which allow for such in-depth detail. It is crazy. I watched Moana for 2 weeks straight because I could not get over how they developed the water. I'm a graphic. I'm an art major. It's my thing. But we've also have a downside to all this technology boom. And many people have seen that reflected, such as with the development of Google, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody else knew this. Google was developed in 1998. I was 8 years old when Google came out. I thought I had just been ignorant to it until that point. But it turns out, no. This technology was growing as I was growing, which leads me to one of my points. If technology is going off at a rapid pace like this, and educational funding may not be able to keep up with it, there's a gap in learning right there. Because as we all know, and as Chris pointed out in her presentation, we're folding in new technology into our workforce constantly. So for most millennials like me, by the way, a millennial, and the 5 websites that I've looked up, you were either born in 1990 and are classified as a millennial, 1985 and classified as a millennial, or 1994 and classified as a millennial. Not to be confused with Generation Y. You can tell the difference because millennials are still taking selfies on these little devices, and Generation Y is eating Tide Pods for some reason, and I don't know why. Actually, no, I do know why. Again, it's a technology thing. We're communicating these stupid challenges a lot faster. Somebody does it in Japan, guess what? Everybody knows about it in Europe within an hour. It is crazy. But to bring it back to my point on the educational gap, we have implemented tools such as Microsoft and many of their programs that maybe some of us didn't necessarily learn until later on in our educational career. I know for me, my 2 classes that I've taken, well, the class I took in junior high and the class I took in high school, they focused more on the hardware of the computer, how to build a computer. And then we jumped straight into programming, which Java still confuses me, and C++, don't get me started. But there's a gap there where we're missing. And that is something that is to be taken very seriously in today's workforce, just because we're looking for these skills that may not have had an opportunity to be learned until something later than like college, or even going on to a 4-year university. So, I'm going to round this back up, because technology is still going, it's still crazy, and we're at the point now where we can work from home. Who's looking forward to that? And I'm going to leave you right there.